Good evening. Was your day good today? Have you ever wondered why some people seem to experience endless opportunities while others struggle with setbacks? Have you ever felt like life was unfair, rewarding the wrong people and overlooking those who work hard? The truth is, life operates on a principle that is as old as time itself. You reap what you sow. The energy, actions, and choices you put into the world always return to you in one way or another. Many people think success, happiness, and fortune are simply a matter of luck. But in reality, every outcome in life is the result of a seed that was planted long before. The thoughts you think, the words you speak, and the actions you take are constantly shaping your future. If you plant seeds of honesty, kindness, and hard work, you will eventually see the fruits of your efforts. But if you sow deceit, negativity, and selfishness, it is only a matter of time before you face the consequences. This is the law of cause and effect, and it applies to every aspect of life: relationships, careers, personal growth, and even happiness. It is not about instant results. It is about trusting that everything you do will eventually come full circle. Sometimes the results take time. You may not see them right away, but they are always forming in the background, waiting for the right moment to appear. Today, I want to share with you a simple yet powerful story: the story of the woodcutter and the golden axe. This story carries a profound lesson about honesty, integrity, and how doing the right thing always leads to the best outcomes. It is a story that reminds us that what we put into the world, whether good or bad, will always come back to us. So before you assume that your efforts are unnoticed, before you think that honesty and kindness do not matter, listen to this story, because once you understand this lesson, you will realize that your actions today are shaping your future. The story of the woodcutter and the golden axe. A lesson in honesty and integrity. There was once a hardworking woodcutter who lived in a small village. Every day, he would go into the forest to chop wood and sell it to provide for his family. He did not have much, but he was honest, hardworking, and grateful for what he had. His axe was his most valuable possession, for without it, he would have no way to earn a living. One day, as he was chopping wood near a river, his axe slipped from his hands and fell into the deep water. He watched helplessly as his only tool sank below the surface. Without his axe, he had no way to work. He felt defeated, but instead of panicking, he sat by the river, thinking of what to do next. At that moment, a divine spirit appeared before him. Seeing the woodcutter's sorrow, the spirit asked, "Why do you look so troubled?" The woodcutter explained what had happened, his voice filled with honesty and sincerity. The spirit, moved by his plight, smiled and said, Let me help you. With that, the spirit dove into the river and emerged with a magnificent golden axe. The woodcutter's eyes widened at the sight of the beautifully crafted tool. The spirit asked, "Is this your axe?" The woodcutter, though poor and in desperate need of a new tool, shook his head. "No, that is not my axe," he said firmly. "Mine was just an old iron axe." The spirit nodded and disappeared into the water again. This time, he returned with a shiny silver axe. "Is this your axe?" the spirit asked. Again, the woodcutter shook his head. "No, that is not mine either. My axe was made of iron. Nothing more." For the third time, the spirit dove into the river, and when he returned, he held the woodcutter's old, rusty iron axe. "Is this the axe you lost?" A smile spread across the woodcutter's face. "Yes, that is my axe," he said joyfully. Seeing the man's honesty, the spirit was deeply impressed. "Because you have been truthful and did not let greed cloud your heart, I will reward you," he said. "Take not only your iron axe but also this golden axe and silver axe as gifts." The woodcutter was overwhelmed with gratitude. He bowed respectfully and accepted the axes, knowing that his honesty had brought him rewards he never expected. He returned to his village, not just with better tools for his work, but with a story that would inspire generations to come. The power of honesty. Why doing the right thing always pays off at first glance. This may seem like just a simple story, but its lesson is profound. The woodcutter had every opportunity to claim the golden or silver axe as his own. No one would have known. He could have taken advantage of the situation, justifying it by thinking that life had been unfair to him. But he chose honesty, even when no one was watching, even when he had no guarantee of receiving anything in return. And what happened? His honesty was rewarded beyond anything he could have imagined. This story is a reminder that life operates on a principle that many people overlook. You reap what you sow. When you act with integrity, when you choose honesty over deception, when you do what is right instead of what is easy, you set yourself up for long-term success. Too often, people think that cutting corners, telling small lies, or being dishonest will help them get ahead. But the truth is, what you build dishonestly will never last. Short-term gains may come from deceit, but they will eventually lead to consequences: lost trust, damaged relationships, and missed opportunities. On the other hand, people who consistently act with honesty and integrity attract respect, trust, and opportunities that others do not. They may not always see immediate rewards, but over time, life always rewards those who do what is right. Think about the world's most successful and respected people. They are not just talented or lucky. They are individuals who built their reputations on trust, who stood by their values even when it was difficult. Their success is not just measured by wealth, but by the lasting impact they have on others. So, the next time you are faced with a choice between honesty and dishonesty, remember the story of the woodcutter. Ask yourself, am I making a choice that will bring me true success? Or am I chasing short-term gain at the cost of my integrity? Because in the end, the law of cause and effect always works. What you put into the world is what you will receive in return. And when you choose honesty, when you choose to do the right thing no matter who is watching, you are planting seeds for a future filled with trust, success, and unexpected blessings. The law of cause and effect. Why you reap what you sow. Life is not random. Every action, every decision, every word you speak sets something in motion. Just like a farmer planting seeds in the soil, the choices you make today determine the harvest you will reap in the future. This is the unbreakable law of cause and effect, the principle that says, you reap what you sow. The story of the woodcutter and the golden axe is not just a fable. It is a powerful illustration of how integrity and honesty create rewards that go beyond what we can imagine. The woodcutter had every chance to claim the golden axe as his own. No one was watching, and no one would have known if he had taken advantage of the situation. But he remained honest. And instead of just getting back what he had lost, he received far more than he expected. Your actions shape your future. Many people underestimate the power of their daily actions. They think that small lies do not matter, that shortcuts will help them get ahead, that no one will notice if they do something dishonest. But what they fail to realize is that life is always keeping score. The energy you put out into the world will always return to you, whether you see it immediately or not. Think about the most respected and successful people in the world. They did not build their reputations overnight. They earned trust by consistently showing up with honesty, integrity, and hard work. On the other hand, think about those who lost everything because they tried to cheat the system, business leaders who lied, politicians who deceived, people who thought they could get away with dishonesty. Their success may have lasted for a while, but eventually, the truth always catches up. The same principle applies to your personal life. If you treat people with kindness, if you are honest in your relationships, if you stay true to your values, you will build deep, meaningful connections. People will trust you, respect you, and want to support you. But if you betray others, if you manipulate or deceive, you may gain something in the short term, but in the end, you will lose more than you ever imagined. The delayed harvest. Why results take time. One of the most challenging aspects of this law is that results do not always come immediately. A farmer does not plant a seed today and expect a tree tomorrow. Growth takes time. And this is where many people struggle. They want instant results. They want rewards without patience. They give up when they do not see immediate success. But here's the truth. Life is testing you. It wants to see if you are truly committed to doing what is right. Even when no one is watching. Even when the rewards do not come right away. Those who stay the course, who continue planting good seeds whether through honesty, hard work, or kindness are the ones who eventually experience abundance. Think about someone who works tirelessly to build a career, an athlete training for years, an entrepreneur struggling through failures before finally achieving success. They did not get there by accident. They got there because they kept planting seeds, kept watering them, kept believing in the process even when they could not yet see the results. Integrity is your greatest asset. At the core of the law of cause and effect is one simple truth. Your character determines your future. The woodcutter in the story had nothing but his integrity, and it turned out to be his greatest asset. His honesty led him to rewards beyond his imagination. This applies to you, too. Your reputation, your legacy, the way people see you, all of it is built on the choices you make every single day. If you live with integrity, doors will open for you that you never expected. People will trust you. Opportunities will come your way. And success will follow you not because of luck, but because of the seeds you planted long ago. But if you compromise your values, if you take the easy way out, if you sacrifice honesty for temporary gain, you are planting seeds of destruction. You may not see the consequences today, but they will come. They always do. Take control of what you sow. So what does this mean for you? It means that right now, in this moment, you have the power to shape your future. You do not need to wait for luck. You do not need to hope that good things will just happen. You can create them by being intentional about what you plant. Choose honesty, even when lying seems easier. Choose hard work, even when shortcuts are tempting. Choose kindness, even when others are unkind. Every time you make the right choice, you are setting yourself up for a future filled with success, respect, and fulfillment. The law of cause and effect is always in motion. The question is, what are you sowing today? Because whether you realize it or not, the harvest is coming. And when it does, you will either reap rewards beyond your imagination or face the consequences of what you have planted. So choose wisely. Plant good seeds. And trust that in time, you will see the fruits of your actions in ways you never expected. Applying the law of cause and effect in everyday life requires understanding that every choice, every action, and every intention sets something in motion. Many people nod in agreement when they hear that you reap what you sow. Yet when faced with temptation or setbacks, they forget the principle. If you want to live by cause and effect, you must become conscious of what you do and why you do it. Even in the smallest moments, your thoughts shape your words shape your actions, and your actions create the results that eventually return to you. This process can be difficult because the outcomes are often delayed, and the absence of immediate gratification can make you question whether your efforts truly matter. However, the waiting period is precisely where character is formed. If you remain committed to good deeds, honesty, and empathy during times when nobody seems to notice, you lay the groundwork for deeper trust and greater opportunities later on. Imagine a farmer who plants seeds every morning, knowing he will not see sprouts in a day or two. He may wait weeks or months before witnessing any visible growth. Yet he continues to water and care for those seeds, trusting that nature will do its part if he does his. In the same way, you must trust that consistent integrity, diligence, and kindness will yield rewards in their own time. Even if your efforts seem unappreciated today, you never know what unforeseen circumstances will cause them to flourish tomorrow. Another essential part of living by cause and effect is recognizing that you always have a choice in how you respond to adversity. When faced with challenges, many people react negatively, blaming fate or complaining about unfairness. But what if you used each obstacle as an opportunity to grow stronger, learn a valuable lesson, or find a new perspective? Rather than seeing difficulties as bad luck, you can decide to approach them with resilience and adaptability, knowing that your ultimate outcome depends more on your response than on the problem itself. This mindset helps you avoid becoming a victim of circumstances, reminding you that you still hold the power to influence your destiny through deliberate action. Relationships also reflect the cause and effect principle. If you consistently treat people with respect and compassion, you create connections that are built on mutual trust. Over time, those connections become invaluable sources of support. Conversely, if you often manipulate or deceive, you might see short-term gains but will eventually face consequences in the form of distrust and isolation. People can sense authenticity, and genuine relationships thrive when you consistently plant seeds of honesty and warmth. Life also tests your commitment through apparent failures or rejections. In these moments, your conviction in doing the right thing can waver if you do not keep sight of the bigger picture. Failures are not the end of the road. They are part of the journey. When you maintain your values, even when success feels out of reach, you prove your sincerity to yourself and to the world. Over time, this sincerity becomes a magnet for respect, goodwill, and unforeseen opportunities. Mindset plays a crucial role too. If you constantly dwell on negative outcomes or tell yourself that success comes only to the lucky or the dishonest, you might sabotage your own efforts. Instead, remind yourself that everything follows the seeds you have planted. If you sow determination and optimism, you approach challenges with creativity and persistence. If you sow self-doubt and pessimism, you hold yourself back from reaching your true potential. Embracing the law of cause and effect takes faith in the unseen process. You plant seeds of kindness, truth, or diligence without seeing immediate fruit, believing that your actions matter in ways you may not yet comprehend. A day will come when those seeds have grown into trust, opportunities, or success, and you will look back realizing that your patience and resolve were worth it. Nothing in life happens by chance. Everything has a cause behind it. If you choose causes that align with your core values, the effects will naturally reflect the life you desire. By internalizing this principle, you acknowledge that your destiny is shaped not by random luck but by the steady, cumulative power of your own decisions. The law of cause and effect provides a clear path. So the seeds of what you want to eventually reap remain steadfast even when you see no immediate reward. And trust that consistent acts of goodness will return to you multiplied. Conclusion: trust in the seeds you sow. Life does not reward shortcuts in the long run. You might see people who achieve short-term success through dishonesty or manipulation, but eventually, the seeds they have sown will bear fruit, often in ways they did not anticipate. The law of cause and effect is always at work, whether you believe in it or not, steadily shaping your destiny based on the actions and intentions you plant every day. This means you have more influence over your future than luck, coincidence, or temporary circumstances ever will. You are not a victim of fate. You are the architect of your own path. When you consistently choose integrity, honesty, and hard work, you are preparing a harvest that will sustain you for a lifetime. You may not see immediate rewards, just as a farmer cannot harvest crops the day after planting them. But you can trust that your efforts are quietly taking root. Each act of kindness you perform, each moment of integrity you uphold, each sacrifice you make for a better outcome, all of these are seeds that will eventually blossom into respect, trust, and unexpected opportunities. On the other hand, those who choose deception or laziness may enjoy an illusion of gain, but the results are seldom stable or fulfilling. The universe has a way of balancing the scales, revealing who stands on a foundation of lies and who stands on one of truth. By embracing this principle, you also free yourself from envy or frustration. You will not obsess over whether someone else seems to be winning through questionable means, because you understand that every outcome is earned, one way or another, over time. Instead, you will focus on your own journey, your own growth, and your own consistent effort. The woodcutter in the story exemplifies this truth. His honesty gave him far more than he initially lost. His simple act of integrity brought rewards beyond his wildest dreams. You can do the same. Plant the right seeds. Remain patient. And let the law of cause and effect guide you toward the harvest you deserve. Over time, you will discover that every good deed, every honest moment, and every determined step forward builds the life you have always envisioned.